Alright, what's going on, boys? Noggads here. Welcome back to another video. The 4-5-1, the 5-4-1 counter. Probably one of the best formations to counter. It's really deadly, this formation. Very underrated because there's no other formation that can replicate a 3-man down the wing. And what you do is you attack down the wing in a 3-man cluster so tight together that even the 5-4-1 can't defend against it. But you need to know how to use it. That's the most important thing. You need to know how to use formation against the 5-4-1. We're going straight into tactics. Balanced defensive style. The width's on 30. The reason for this is because, simply speaking, there's only one centre mid. I made some minor changes. I'll explain to you what I've done. But it's very hard to defend the central areas. I don't want to be too wide, and because I only got one player in midfield really. And if that player gets forward, you got no one else. So you want someone there. It just brings the lamb and the rams and the left and right, but just a tiny bit more inside. Depth, you put us on 55. Nothing too crazy. Build up play. This is where it gets a bit interesting. Fast build up playing forward runs. The idea behind countering most formations is the 5-4-1. If you think about it logically, you're basically up against the 5-4-1, except for you have one man in midfield as opposed to one man in defense. That is the only difference. But the benefit of this is when these three players, when they get the ball, they rush forward. So the idea is you want to get the ball to those players, and then you want to counter when your opponent's got three players at the back. So it's a very good counter formation. It's very deadly. If you can get down the wing and you can cross the ball inside the box and do a first time shot, I promise you, you will guarantee score in this formation. The width, 50 is fine. Players in the box put it on 6. We made some adjustments to the instructions. I'll go over those in a second. And now we're going to go over to the instructions, the most important things. Now, I need to explain this a bit more in detail. So basically, the main striker here is probably the most important player. I would say someone who's a high medium or a high low. This is going to be the guy that's on stay forward. Truthfully speaking, I have done that Sun SBC. Fantastic card. 5-star, 5-star. Has the stature as well. Can do a bit of everything. Would be potentially one of the best cards in the game had his agility and balance being a bit better. Mainly his balance because his height is quite tall. But he is going to be the player on stay forward, stay central. Now, you could put this player on get him behind. I would recommend it. The idea is when you get the ball back, the striker is going to be ready for the first time. Through ball over the top. Remember that. He's going to be ready for that. Then it comes to these players. Now, why this is very interesting. Remember I said to you that we have the players in the box on 6? It's because we overwrite this anyway. The lamb and the ram, you put them both on comeback and offense. Get into the box for a cross. Now, this is important so they get inside the box for a cross. At the end of this tactics, I'm going to show you another variation of this, which makes it probably even better. But I want you to use this one first because not everyone will like the second version. I explained that why you won't like it. It depends on your playstyle. That's the main thing. Get into the box and come back in offense for both of them. Then what you do is now with your left mid and right mid, come back in offense, cut inside and get into the box for a cross. Simple, just like that. So what essentially is going to happen is when you go forward, your lamb, and don't forget the lamb and around, people think these are central players. They're not. They're actually wingers. So when you're attacking this formation, you're going to have 3 players over here and basically 1 centre mid and 1 striker. Hence, we didn't want to increase the width anymore. Now, to some of you guys, this won't work out. It depends on your playstyle. But if you like to go down the wing, you can outnumber anyone because no formation has 3 players on. Even the 5-4-1 has a left mid and you got the left back. Okay, that will defend like this in a 2, but no one comes back. Even the 4-3-3 can only defend with 2 players maximum on the left and right hand side. This is the only formation where you can attack in a 4. There's only one formation that can match it, and that is if you use the 4-5-1 itself. But don't forget, even if you match it, your left back and right back are still going to be on stay back. The idea is that you're going to get the ball, they're going to pounce forward. The left back and right back, you put them both on join the attack and overlap. Now, I'll explain to you how you can use a D-pad tactics on a second variation that we put this in. Join the attack and overlap. Now, this is where things get a bit interesting. This centre mid, I'll say get into the box for a cross. Cover centre is important because you need this player to stay in the middle. Saka wouldn't really be it. Someone that can shoot. So what I normally do is I just move Caicedo. This is the way that I normally play this formation. This is basically what I do. And then Saka goes there. And then Atal goes there. Eusebio goes there. And normally Thiago Silva gets subbed. This is the way that I play. Thiago Silva normally gets subbed off. The idea behind this is you're going to have this player getting into the box as well. I would leave this unbalanced, but I think it makes it just a bit too overpowered for your opponent to go straight down for the middle. One ball can pierce you through. So I would say leave it on stay back. You can always change it after. Left back, right back, stay, join the attack, should I say overlap. Now, this is where the second iteration of it comes in. This is what I would recommend, okay? This would be harder to play, but if you are really pushing for that rank 1 elite level, this might be one of the best tactics you can use for it, especially if you like to go down the wing. And let's be honest, it's abusing the game. Let's be realistic. But at this point, it doesn't really matter. The game's going to be finished. We've got the beta coming out in a few days. Center mid, unbalanced or get forward. I would recommend balanced because you do have fast build up play anyway, so leave it unbalanced. The one width is not going to make the team so compact like this. They will still be wide, they'll just be a bit more wider. How width works in this game is it takes your base formation and then adjusts the base formation itself. It's not like one width is always going to be narrow like a 4-1-2-1-2. It's your base formation and then the one width just narrows it a tiny bit more. Okay, this is where things get a bit interesting. Interesting, should I say? Balanced on the striker, right? Both the Lamb and the Ram, put them on drift wide for both of these guys, okay? Now, this is where it kind of gets a bit... I'll explain to you in a second. So, basically, get forward, cut inside, cut inside and get into the box for a cross. Now, this is where things get interesting. In theory, sometimes you'll have this player going out wide, but why this makes sense, I'll explain to you, is because with this striker, you ideally want them to stay central because you want them to be in the middle. If you want to, you can change it. But when these Lamb and Ram, they're going to be the most attacking players. The Lamb and the Ram are the most attacking players. High, or high medium are perfect in these roles. The left mid and right mid AI attack technically is weaker on these players. So what is, when you get the ball back with, let's say, your right back, when you do a through ball, the furthest player is going to be your Lamb and your Ram down the wing. So these are going to be the players that are going to be exploiting the space. So you ideally want pace here, okay? Drift wide means that in the final third, they're basically just going to be on the wide hand side. But then that makes the formation even more overpowered because then you have Saka, who's on cut inside, so he will go inside. So if you get the ball first down the wing, Atara goes towards it, then Saka can turn on the inside, underlap, inverted, and then you can pass the ball and sweat it back. Hence why you have to get into the box for a cross. Do you see how this is all working together? And if Saka gets taken and so does Atara, then you got Thiago Silva or your left back and right back completely on a free. The centre mid here is that player that comes into the box late. Someone that can shoot here, even better. If you can't, Caicedo realistically is going to be a tap-in anyway, so it's not going to be end in the world. So you can get the job done like that. And a left back and right back, very, very simply, put them on stay back. And then this is the key. This is the biggest thing that can change this formation from legit elite level to even pro level. It's D-pad tactics. If you can activate, it's up, then right, hug the sidelines, and then attacking fullbacks. Hug the sidelines on the entire game. The attacking fullbacks, you turn it on when you are attacking and you can't get through. So the idea is you get the ball with this formation, you go forward, and if you can't attack with a 4-5-1, then you ask the left back and right back to go forward, and then they make those runs in behind, and then the AI can't track it. Try it. The AI, and if the AI does track it, it breaks their defense. You don't believe me? Try it. It's so broken because when you activate it midway through, your opponent's defensive line, they've already got the structure and they're already sitting in their park the bus phase. Let's say left back right comes through, they have to either push a player away, that creates more space for the cams or the left mid and right mids, or no one tracks them and they're completely free. And that is why this counts a lot of formation. I'm surprised not seeing it a lot more in the pros. So maybe just because it's a bit too early on in the cycle. Maybe no one really knew about it. It's like other format. It's like the 5-2-1-2 basically back in FIFA 19. No one knew about it. I mean, I used to use it, but no, that was the real meta formation back then. But anyway, that is the 4-5-1. It's a very good, if you know how to use the wing play, the cutbacks, the sweat backs, it's very, very good. If you like skill moves down a wing, this is definitely formation for you. Let me know what the formations you want to see. Type it down below in the description. I said these are the formations that didn't make the cut of being the pure meta playlist because when I release tactic, it has to appeal to the masses. Let's be realistic. If I release this, 50% when you like it, 50% when you won't like it. So that's why I have to make sure that when I release formation, it applies to everyone, especially the weekly tactics, unless I make that clear. But let me know what your requests are down below. Don't forget, if you want to get better FIFA, you come join my EAFC and FIFA School Series, patreon.com/link down below in the description. Don't be after 1 month. I'll refund them as no guys guaranteed. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, of course. I will catch you maybe tomorrow with a weekly tactics update. Maybe. Who knows? Peace out.